Before I started making a lot of money in my business, I would always ask myself, how will I reach my goal? The thing I needed the most was just a plan, and I ended up coming up with one with the help of my mentor and by just reading a whole bunch of books and watching a lot of videos too. And then, of course, I put the plan to use and it worked. I took the 4 essentials of the plan and I'm gonna lay it out for you. Now, the absolute first step is to find something to sell, because if you don't have anything to sell, you're not an entrepreneur. Find something to sell based on what you're able to do, how much money you're able to invest in it, who do you know, like friends, people that you can hire, and what do I have knowledge or know-how in. For me, I had about 2K saved up from my old sales job. I had a few friends and a few other school friends, and the most important thing that I had and the most important thing that you have is your knowledge. What I had was know-how in sales, because that's what I did. I did door-to-door sales, and honestly, I learned a lot from it. Now, obviously, these can be different for you. You could have know-how in something else. Everyone has experience in something, so do your best to use that. So what I ended up doing was I did window cleaning in the beginning, and of course, we scaled and started doing other things, but that's what we did in the beginning. But try and find something that people genuinely care about and that people are willing to pay at least a few $100s for. The best advice I can give is do something on such a scale, because no matter what you sell, even if you are selling $50 service or product, if you do that on such a huge scale, the profit's gonna be there. The second thing is figure out how you're actually gonna sell it and how you're gonna fulfill it. So of course, I knew how to do door-to-door. You could know how to do online marketing. You could just put up flyers. Do whatever that you already know how to do. And don't do something that you don't know how to do until you've at least learned a fair amount on it. Because otherwise, you're just wasting your own time and you're just gonna come off as a novice or someone who doesn't know anything. But what I did is I would go out and I would sell door-to-door, just find neighborhoods and knock on every single door, wipe them clean, and then I had my other friend come out with me at the time, and he would just clean the homes after me. So we were essentially two-manning everything. And we did that for a while before I started hiring other of my friends. And the thing that's gonna make you the most money is as soon as you find out a way to sell, find a way to scale that. So what I did is, of course, door to door, I hired out more of my friends to do the door to door with me. We would all be in neighborhoods, all selling simultaneously. Because we don't just wanna make a job for ourselves. That isn't what's gonna make us a bunch of money. We need to think and act like business owners. Now, a big thing is, of course, I'm in high school, and I was in high school, obviously, when I was running the business. But chances are you're also in high school and you're super young. Since we're in school, we don't have as much time. Monday through Friday, you're in school for about 6 hours, depending on where you live. So that just cuts out a whole bunch of time for selling. And a lot of people, of course, they have their homework and their studies. What I did is I would just do that in class or in school. I wouldn't take any of my schoolwork outside of school. And doing that, I still passed and still am passing right now. Main reason is because you can't act like everyone else if you want results different from everyone else. And while you're in school, the big part of where I made the most money and the team made the most of the money was during summer. But we started it in about May, around that month I'm pretty sure, because that's when the snow cleared up. I made it this plan during the winter time, and then as soon as snow cleared up, that's when I fully performed. But if school season is in full effect, what I did and what I would do again is just work on things outside of sales and fulfillment during the weekdays. So Monday through Thursday, I would just be working on scripts, the websites, hires, and things of that sort. Then when Friday hit after school, I would get every single person that we would work with Friday through Sunday. We would just go out and work all day. If you've made it to this point of the video so far and you're enjoying it, I want to say thank you so much for that. Right now, the goal is 100 subs before 2024. So please, if you could subscribe, that would mean a lot. Thank you. And work for the hours that I had set. What I did is, of course, don't overwhelm people with 8-hour days, especially if they're younger, because they either can't do it or they just don't want to do it. So make it easy for them too. If you actually want to achieve results, you can't waste your time anymore. I know a lot of people, especially younger people, we waste time. We scroll on TikTok, we watch YouTube, we play video games. Of course, not anymore, and that's the goal. You want to get out of that. The only reason is because it doesn't help you at all in life. Everyone says that they need to relax and rest, but if you really think, the best moments in your life are never of you sitting on the couch or playing Fortnite. Never. And if they are, then you probably haven't lived that good of a life, so and that's okay. I did that for a long time too. So you just need to get up and start working on something. But yeah, if you have school, don't waste any of the time that you have outside of school. Make sure it's being used productively. And productive doesn't just mean work. That could be reading, that could be sleeping, that could be hanging out with friends and socializing. Just be productive. A big thing that changed everything for me was, and I've touched on this a few times, but I'm going to go a bit more in depth on it, is hiring employees. Employees just change your life. You get so much more access to scale and it's so much easier. Yeah, you're going to have more overhead because you're going to have to pay these people, But that's why Apple and every single successful company hires people. No one is a one-man show. There's no billion-dollar companies that are one-man show. Every single great company has many, many employees. And the most I ever had at one point was about 9 or 10, I think. So we had a fair amount of scale and we were able to make a lot of money because we had a lot of scale and we had a lot of people working on sales and then fulfilling the sales. If I never hired employees, I'd have lost out on tens of thousands of dollars and I wouldn't have learned anywhere near as much as I do now. Now in the beginning, you can't really hire random people. It's a bit scary, it's a bit intimidating, and fair enough, I did the same thing. What I did is I just hired out my close friends in the beginning. Only thing with that is you need to set clear expectations because a lot of times friends just think that they get paid the same amount as you and they expect everything to be fully equal. And that's just not true. And you need to make sure that that is set clear straight off the bat. If we can't work properly together, then we'll have to just part ways. If that's fair, then of course you can work with me. The reason I don't like hiring friends is because if you do have to end up firing them or something does end up coming up, they're not really going to be your friend, because they're not as mentally developed as you to just understand that business and personal life aren't the same thing. So that's the only thing I'd be cautious of. And then after I hired my friends, what I did is I incentivized them to hire their friends. So now it's not just friends, now it's mutuals, and it's a lot easier to lay out the ground rules with them. And of course, you give bonuses or rewards if they bring you more help. And the biggest part of this is, and no one really expects this, but you have to enjoy the process. You have to enjoy working. You can't only do it for money, otherwise it's gonna get real tiring real soon. As weird as it is, when we weren't focused on money and we were just focused on everyone having fun, everyone working together, and everyone just being out and doing whatever, that's when we made the most money. At about that time, we were making like 10 to 15K a month, which is absolutely nuts. I love that point. And I'll make another video going over my mistake of how I ruined that. But if you don't really enjoy it and you're only doing it for money, you start operating from a place of discipline. And of course, discipline is good. You need discipline because not every day are you gonna wake up wanting to work. Of course, you want it to a point where most days you're so excited. And at that time, every single day I was waking up super excited. There's probably like 1 or 2 days where I just wasn't feeling good. Of course, those are the days where discipline comes handy. And besides that, you're just going to be motivated if it is something that you genuinely want to do. You shouldn't do it because you have to. You should do it because you want to. Otherwise, you'll be miserable. So best advice I can give you on actually enjoying the work is work with good friends. Work with people that you genuinely enjoy being around, sell something you like, scale, and just be persistent about your work. And you'll actually start making thousands of dollars a month profit with this type of business model, doing a real life service or real life product and genuinely impacting people. And with everything being said, thank you for watching. Go ahead and check out the Discord if you want to, and go ahead and check out the sales course or cohort if you want to actually learn about the essentials of how you can start selling too. With everything being said, thank you again for watching. Have a good one. Bye-bye.